President Henrich and honored guests, the 2013 commencement of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences is now formed. I am David Weiss, the Dean of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. Everyone, please be seated. Esteemed members of the platform party, faculty, graduates, and their friends and family, good afternoon. Welcome to the 2016 commencement of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences at the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio. This is an exciting weekend for our institution. Starting today and throughout the rest of this weekend, all 5 schools in this Health Science Center will be holding their respective commencements. As an institution, we will be graduating some 750 dentists, nurses, physicians, specialized health professionals, and scientists. While all these graduates from all these schools will no doubt go on to do great things, allow me to point out something that's quite unique about the graduating students who will be receiving their degrees here today. While graduate students certainly take courses and the like, their real training happens in the laboratory, where each one of them takes their own unique journey. And there is no map for this journey. There is no script to follow, no instruction manual of which particular experiments to perform, or how to interpret the exciting new data that they have acquired and probably has never been seen before. It has been the student, and much of the time the student alone, plugging away day after day, chasing down some fascinating scientific problem, trying to understand, for example, the details of how a specific protein molecule folds correctly, so we can eventually understand what happens when that protein sometimes misfolds, which leads to devastating diseases such as Alzheimer's or cystic fibrosis. Or trying to understand the subcellular molecular processes that are important for the function of a cell, so we can understand how these processes can go awry and the cell can become cancerous, for example, and multiply out of control. Or to understand how neurons in the brain move specific ions across the cell membrane, thereby using electricity to communicate, so we can ultimately understand what happens when that electricity goes haywire, leading to seizures and epilepsy. Yes, each of you graduates here today followed your own unique pathway, no two alike. And by standing here today, we all know you have made significant and novel contributions to the continuum of knowledge that now links you to the scientists of all time. And let me tell you, I can for sure, the excitement and thrill of discovery never gets old. By the path you've chosen, you will be students, actually scholars, for the rest of your careers. And one day, not too far down the road, many of you may be faculty members, sitting in the audience on a day like today, getting ready to hood your own graduate students as they receive their diploma. How cool is that? So I want to say to our graduates how proud and excited we are for what you have accomplished while you've been here with us. You came as students, but now you leave as alumni, as well as our colleagues. And we look forward to learning of the many great discoveries and contributions that you will continue to make down the road. Please now allow me to introduce the esteemed members of our platform. I would ask each member to briefly when their name is called, and please hold the applause until the end. Dr. Reto Asmus, Grand Marshal and Senior Associate Dean, Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. No. 1 year, it's going to happen. Dr. William Henrich, President, University of Texas Health Science Center. Major General Joe Robles, retired President and CEO of USAA and our commencement speaker for today. Dr. Byron Hepburn, Associate Vice President and Director of the Military Health Institute. Dr. M. Lynn Krisman, Dean, College of Pharmacy, UT Austin. Dr. Francisco Gonzalez Scarano, Dean, School of Medicine and Vice President for Medical Affairs. Dr. William Dodge, Dean, School of Dentistry. Dr. David Shellady, Dean, School of Health Professions. Dr. Eileen Breslin, Dean, School of Nursing. Dr. Anjaya Giafrida, Vice President for Research. Dr. Jacqueline Mock, Vice President for Academic, Faculty, and Student Affairs. Dr. Nakay Blake, Associate Dean, Admissions and Student Affairs, Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. Dr. Birgit Glass, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, School of Dentistry. Dr. Sarah Gill, Assistant Dean of Graduate Programs, School of Nursing. Dr. Jose Cavazos, Assistant Dean for the MD-PhD program. And Dr. Teresa Evans, Director, Office of Career Development, Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. Now we clap. At this time, it is my privilege to call to the podium Dr. William Henrich, the President of our Health Science Center.
Thank you, Dr. Weiss, and welcome to all on a beautiful day in San Antonio. What a happy day for our graduates, of course, for their family and friends, colleagues and associates. Happy day for our faculty who've mentored these students to be able to arrive at this auspicious occasion. It's my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of our entire Health Science Center family and to wish everyone well. I want to acknowledge first our keynote speaker, General Joe Robles, who is a personal friend of ours, a great friend of the Health Science Center, personal friend of mine, for being here today to give his keynote address to you. And he's here because in this group, of course, is his son who's graduating today. Congratulations to the whole family. I want to thank the faculty for the work you've done in bringing these students to this place and say how proud we are of you every day for the excellent mentorship you provide them. All of us are grateful, and especially the students are grateful for that. As a health science center, we have in our mission statement that we are to provide health care to our community, cutting-edge research and clinical care, and education. But this mission of discovery is one that is close to our heart and one that we celebrate in a special way today. Discovery that will lead to breakthroughs in understanding basic disease, providing new therapies, and lighting a way to a better tomorrow. And these newly formed graduates will be in the vanguard of the group that does just that. So on behalf of all the lives of people whom you will touch in a positive way, who can't be here with us today, on behalf of them and behalf of their families, and on behalf of all of us, we say we wish you well. We wish you every success. In many ways, literally, our futures depend on you. We have every confidence that you will be successful. I hope you'll return often to your alma mater. You'll come back to San Antonio, especially if you're in colder climes. Come back and see us and take a look at the place and see how we're doing. See if we're meeting the expectations that you have for us. I want you to know you'll always be welcome. So on behalf of our Health Science Center, congratulations, good luck, and Godspeed. Thank you very much.
For at least as long as I've been at this institution, and I'm told perhaps much longer, the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences has not had a student speaker at its commencement. Part of the reason is because, as you will see when we start handing out the diplomas, we're really not a single class. In fact, we're comprised of some 17 different classes or programs. And not all graduate students that enter a class together actually graduate at the same time. We can't easily identify a valedictorian, for example. And how do you pick from so many talented graduates, making so many great discoveries in so many vastly different fields? So I'm here to tell you, after much discussion and debate, because that's what we do in academia, we still don't have a process to pick a student speaker. But I'm happy to tell you we have a student speaker today. What we do know is that we wanted to find someone that has a captivating story, who has taken an amazing journey, has been an exemplary student, and who serves as an inspiration and role model for their fellow graduates. While many names were considered from what we like to refer to as a deep bench in our graduating class, one individual rose to the top, Dr. Jane Shen Gunther, a graduate of our translational PhD program. Her journey has taken her from her birthplace in Taiwan to medical school in Philadelphia, to multiple assignments as an Army physician, garnering her an Army Commendation Medal, Afghanistan Campaign Medal, and NATO Medal while serving as a combat surgeon in Afghanistan, to San Antonio, to now to be a graduate student at our Health Science Center, and to this stage today to deliver the student address and in a short time receive her diploma. So it's my privilege to welcome to the podium the 2016 and maybe our first ever Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences student commencement speaker, Dr. Jane Shen Gunther.
Dr. Weiss, thank you for the warm welcome. President Henrich, Dean Weiss, distinguished faculty, fellow graduates, family and friends, I'm deeply honored to deliver the address to the 2016 graduating class and share this memorable moment with you. And I hope to keep this to less than 10 minutes, as I promised to Dr. Blake. So in 2008, Oprah Winfrey actually gave a wonderful commencement speech at Stanford University. She said, education enables us to walk through life open to self-improvement that ultimately helps us evolve as human beings. Today, we celebrate a defining milestone in our evolution as students, a lifelong journey of self-realization. I will begin by telling you a very brief story, my 30-year career in 30 seconds. In 1986, that's 30 years ago, I graduated from Jefferson Medical College in Philadelphia. I sat in a seat in the Academy of Music, just like today, waiting for my name to be called. I already had signed my life away with the United States Army to receive the Health Profession Scholarship to pay for my medical school tuition. So immediately after graduation, I packed my books, my belongings, and within 1 week, I headed off to Tripler Army Medical Center in Honolulu, Hawaii, of all places. But at that time, I knew nothing about the Army, and I knew nothing about the Hawaiian Islands or its people. Most importantly, I never knew how to surf. What's up with that, you know? But deep in my heart, even then, I knew I wanted to be a physician researcher. So after 4 incredible fun years in paradise, I learned how to surf, deliver a few babies, met my husband. Then our lives became what I call a surreal version of Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown. My first assignment right out of residency was Nuremberg Army Hospital in Germany. We had our baby there, and he's actually a third-year medical student sitting in the audience. We then moved to Fort Knox, Kentucky, Philadelphia, Oklahoma City, Southern Nevada, left the Army for a few years, got called back to the Army after the 9/11 attack. Then I was deployed to southern Afghanistan to do some war surgery. What's a GYN oncologist doing with war wounded, right? But we learned how. We figured it out. Then I got shipped out to cover the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. Finally, in 2009, I arrived in San Antonio to pursue something I wanted to do 23 years earlier. That is, my passion for research. I share with you my story today because you never know where life is going to take you, and many of you are in the military. You may encounter some wild and crazy detours. You may encounter some exhilarating moments of discovery in the laboratory, or just bleak moments of life, which we all will face at some point. May it be your future, your job, your research, or your health. In those moments of darkness, I want you to remember this incredible story. It's about the oldest PhD recipient in history. It will lift you up again. Dr. Ingeborg Rappaport is a 103-year-old retired pediatrician from Berlin, Germany. She submitted her dissertation on diphtheria in 1938 when she was only 25 years old. Due to Nazi injustice at that time, she was prevented from defending her work. Later that year, she immigrated to the United States alone and penniless. After working a few odd jobs at various hospitals, she applied to 48 medical schools. Only one, the Medical College of Pennsylvania, accepted her. Last year, at the age of 102, after many detours throughout her life, she defended her dissertation and received her PhD from the University of Hamburg in Germany. She became the oldest PhD recipient in history, and she's going to succeed a 97-year-old PhD listed in the Guinness Book of Records. Her story, the reason I tell you this is about perseverance. She teaches us not to quit when we are faced with adversity. She teaches us to keep on going, to keep on learning, even at 102. I wish I have 2 neurons holding hands at 102. So, especially for your neuroscientists out there, the incredible educational experience that you have received at UTUSCA is yours forever. It has prepared us, all of us, to pursue our passion, our calling, our purpose in life as we leave these academic halls. Speaking as a class, we're extremely fortunate and grateful to all the wonderful professors sitting in front of you. They have taught us tirelessly. They have shared their wisdom on science and on how to be a scientist. The teachers and mentors are our everyday heroes who have inspired us and led us to this point, to this graduation today. Also, I cannot say enough good things about all the wonderful people, all the staff in the 14 programs of the graduate school, because they have enriched our lives in many ways. A big thank you to UTUSCA and the graduate school. And to all the family and friends out there, we couldn't have done it without you. You support us through thick and thin. You support us emotionally, spiritually, and financially. You know. You brought us food, you brought us coffee, while we sat in front of our computers with our eyes glazed over, and the seasons changed. Sometimes it's a couple years. For some of you, it's a couple years. For others, it's been decades. We're forever grateful for your love and support. Congratulations to all of you for being our unsung heroes that walk beside us every day. Finally, class of 2016, my academic battle buddies, congratulations to all of you. We have crossed our milestones together. Tomorrow, a new journey lies ahead. So I would like to leave you with these inspiring words by Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I wish you Godspeed on your next journey to parts unknown. You just may meet up with Anthony Bourdain somewhere in South America. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shingunther. 103, huh? That'll stand for a while. We are so very privileged today to have retired General Joe Robles as our 2016 commencement speaker. Born in Puerto Rico, he joined the U.S. Army in 1966, and after 28 years of distinguished service in a variety of command and staff positions, he retired as Major General. During his military career, General Robles was the recipient of numerous awards and decorations, including the Distinguished Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, and the Meritorious Service Medal. General Robles joined USAA in 1994 and retired as President and CEO in 2015. He also garnered many distinguished honors during that period, including #1 Veteran in Business, Innovator of the Year, the Horatio Alger Award, Executive of the Year, CEO Champion of Diversity, and in 2015 was selected to chair the MyVA Advisory Committee. On a more personal note, I first met General Robles some 7 or 8 years ago when I was approached by the President's office, our president here at the Health Science Center, that the General would be visiting our campus and could he tour my laboratory, as he has a keen interest in science, especially neuroscience. I remember that afternoon very well, and believe me, to say he has a keen interest in science is a major understatement. We had a wonderful afternoon as he peppered us with question after question about all the science we were doing. My recollection is that they had to actually drag him out of the lab. We're so very lucky to have General Robles as a member of our San Antonio community, and he has been and continues to be a wonderful partner and advocate of our Health Science Center, and we are especially honored by his presence here today. General Robles.
What a daunting task. There's enough brain power in this room to sink any academic institute plus a couple more in the country. You guys are terrific, and I hope that I get a chance to leave a couple of things with you as I talk about a variety of things. I have to put on my cheaters in all deference to age. I don't like to wear them, but I can see when I wear them. Thank you, Dean Weiss, for that introduction. You know, sometimes when you being introduced in different places, you wonder if it's you they're talking about, or someone who used to be here. Well, good afternoon, Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, class of 2016. And an equally enthusiastic hello to the distinguished educators and administrators, parents, spouses, significant others, children, and other family members, and the many friends who have joined us here for this very special occasion, marking a tremendous milestone in your academic careers. I see lots of smiles in the room today, and that's for a very good reason. We are here to recognize a landmark achievement that represents years and years of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, or should I say a lot of blood, sweat, and fears. A lot of joys and a lot of frustrations, and no doubt many sleepless nights, all for a great cause, pursuing your personal passion to change the world, making lives better through research and discovery. It is an incredibly special day for my family and myself also, and it is an extraordinary honor for me to have the opportunity to stand up here and address your class of 2016, because my son Andrew Robles is among you receiving his PhD in pharmacology today, and I can't tell you how it makes me feel being up here on the day of his graduation. Words fail me to adequately express the joy, pride and joy that my wife Patty and I feel, and especially the honor I feel standing here because I had a somewhat front row seat during his journey to his PhD. Having that experience gives me a pretty good idea of the magnitude of the accomplishment from all of you. I know firsthand that what's happening here today is the culmination of an incredible amount of hard work and sacrifice, not only by yourselves, but also by your families who stood by you through it all. I'm sure you all agree that getting to this point was not a sprint by any stretch of the imagination. It was more like a marathon with a backpack on. But this is not the finish line. It is a turning point, what I call a fork in the road. My favorite philosopher, my favorite social philosopher, was a guy named the late Yogi Berra. And he used to say, When you come to a fork in the road, take it. That means for you graduates that everything changes today. You've gained the knowledge and the tools to touch lives and rebuild hope as the next generation of researchers, scientists, practitioners, and educators, working to discover and develop solutions for a much healthier planet. As biomedical expert, it's time to face your first postgraduate fork in the road head on. It humbles me to be able to stand here and address the graduates of a school associated with the biomedical and medical sciences, and I have to admit I'm a little bit envious. When I was a teenager, my dream was to follow a path pretty similar to what you just accomplished. I wanted to become a doctor. It was the 60s, there was a shortage of doctors, and I grew up in a little steel town on Lake Erie, about 25 miles west of Cleveland, Ohio, in a city called Lorain, where my family immigrated from Puerto Rico when I was 3 years of age. My father had a 4th grade education and worked in the local steel mill. My mother had her hands full at home, caring for me and my 8 younger siblings. Under the circumstances of my youth, becoming a doctor seemed like a lofty goal, but that was where my personal passion was. I showed an aptitude in science, and there was a shortage of doctors, as I mentioned, in the mid-60s, such that the country was also was at war at the time in Vietnam, as you all know. In just a short time after I started my community college en route to that doctor's diploma and certificate, Uncle Sam had other ideas for me. I was drafted, and the next thing I knew, I was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. That was a bit of a culture shock for me, both from being in the Army and being in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was at Fort Jackson to undergo basic training in the U.S. Army, and my plan was to fulfill my 2-year obligation for being drafted, get out of the military, and go back to school to become a doctor. But Officer Candidate School intervened and followed, then numerous tours and numerous deployments and numerous assignments, and what I originally thought would be a 2-year hiatus ended up being 28 and a half years in the Army before I retired. While I had known I was strong in science, the Army helped me discover other aptitudes, math, finance, business, and leadership, which led me to the next chapter in my life, a 20-year business career at USAA. So I didn't become a doctor, but that's okay. Instead, I had a long and unplanned, yet very rewarding military career, which I left in 1994, to provide a more stable life for my other son, Christopher, who's autistic, and the moving around in the military was really causing him a series of problems. So I retired from the military, and I have no regrets for the directions the forks in my road took me, because I'm a better person today and a better leader because of the paths I took. When you look back at your academic journey in your careers years from now, I hope you'll say the same thing. I'm retired again nowadays. I spend my time, after having had a successful business career at USA, pursuing ways to inspire and deliver goods in the world that has given me so much, and paying back and giving back to the world. This is your charge now, to influence good in your communities and in the world, even in the infancy of your new careers. No matter what lies ahead at this fork in the road, my advice to you is the same at Yogi Berra's. Take it. The aptitude you all have discovered for the biomedical sciences has helped define your calling. The time you have invested in your passion for research and education has prepared you, and the world desperately needs you as leaders and problem solvers in this very important area of biomedicine and biomedical sciences. When I was in the Army, I learned a lot of lessons that served me well in my business career, and that still serve me well today. I believe these lessons have a place in our lives each and every day of our lives, and each and every one of us, no matter what field and specialty you're in. I want to share 3 of those lessons with you graduates and encourage you to apply them to your life and to your future endeavors. Wherever the fork in the road takes you, take it. Lesson number 1, don't always be in the transmit mode. The receive mode is often better. This means never underestimate the power of listening. We often get caught in transmitting our own thoughts and opinions, that is, taking too much time and talking too much, that we forget to listen. Don't let that happen to you. When I was in the Field Artillery School learning to be a young lieutenant of artillery, we learned how to use a system they had at the time, was called the half duplex. If you wanted to talk to someone at the other end of that, you punched what they called the pork chop, you talked, and then in order to receive a message, you had to let go and let the other person do the same. Well, I learned right then and there that if you're not careful, you're going to end up blotting each other out, because you punch the microphone to talk, and the other person does exactly the same thing because they're in a rush, and what you do is narrow each other out and knock each other out. And that's called, in my humble opinion, communications. And communications, in my experience, has been one of the greatest factors that a leader can have at his or her disposal to be effective and make things happen. And if you're not careful about talking too much and not listening enough, there will be no communications. Now, the technology today is different. Things happen almost simultaneously, near simultaneously. And so people are talking and texting and listening and watching and thinking, and you don't often have time to listen. So my admonition to you is, please listen, pay attention to what people want you to hear, and be in the receiving mode way more often than in the transmitting mode, and not just because you can in the technology world. You may be sitting in a room face to face with a lot of people and having a one-on-one conversation as an individual. Whatever the scenario, remember, you listen. I've learned more by listening than I have by all the courses I've been in, all the studying I've done, and all the books I've read. It's also important to listen to others' perspective to understand what they really mean and consider their point of views. Everyone has something to bring to the table, and diverse perspectives are the key to the greatest success. So listen more than you talk. People don't care how much you know until they care how much you care. Really listening isn't always easy. It's a skill that has to be practiced over and over and over. And I used to say, when I was both in the military and at USAA, it takes 16 or 17 times for you to say something before somebody will grab onto it and really understand what you're trying to say. But listening is fundamental to communicating, connecting, and building relationships with others. And most important, being a good listener shows that you really do care. Lesson number 2, take care of the troops, and the troops will take care of you. As graduates in the biomedical sciences, you're already demonstrating a desire to take care of others. Here at UT Health Science Center, you've been trained by the best faculty in the industry with the most advanced technologies to explore solutions to improve our lives across the country and across the world. Taking care of people is broader than that. It's putting your interests ahead, not ahead of the people that you work with, but being a supporter, a person who listens, as I talked about, and a person who cares more about the people and what they want than themselves. They don't have agendas. It's called leading with your heart, and that's a technique that I used to call, the different brands of leadership. There's an argument that talks about leadership versus management. What I say is, if you're going to be a successful biomedical professional, if you're going to be a successful leader in any business, you have to lead from the front, you have to care, you have to listen, and you have to do all the things that say, this person is for real. Being a leader doesn't necessarily mean being in a managerial, executive, or officer role. I didn't start out as a general in the Army, not even close. I entered as a private. I was drafted as a private. And as a private, I had the chance to observe the character, the attitudes, the leadership training of other officers. And I learned some good lessons, and I learned some not so good lessons. The generals who put their interests of their troops were the ones whose troops were more motivated, more informed, and more likely to not get killed or hurt, even when there was great risk to their lives. And the behavior of those generals that demonstrated caring quality helped shape my own philosophy for command, my own philosophy for leadership. When I was at USA, it was crystal clear that the employees were more motivated and passionate about delivering the company's mission when they felt that their leaders cared about them and were going to take care of the troops, as I mentioned. Anyone can be a leader through their actions, and anyone can influence the environment around them with the right attitude and the right communications. Make sure that the people that you work with feel valued, show empathy, be approachable, and make sure that they know that. Sometimes we have great people and we appreciate what they're doing, but we forget to tell them. We tell their friends and we tell our neighbors, but we can't tell them. Help them see the bigger picture into something greater than themselves. Give them the direction and always lead from the front, and you will be successful. And I say that most of all, the biggest attribute you can store in your kit bag is to show compassion and be compassionate. And as I said, lead from the heart. You got to use your head, but you have to lead from the heart. Okay, lesson number 3. The final lesson I want to share today is never graduate. And you're thinking, what is this man talking about? I've been going to school forever and a day, and I finally got to the day, and he says, never graduate. You're probably thinking that I've lost it along the way. I've been working my tail off for years to get right here. I know my son has, because I've observed him up close and personal. Now this guy is telling you to never graduate. He must be out of his mind. I assure you that I'm not crazy. When I said earlier today that it's not the finish line, I meant it. When I say never graduate, I don't mean it in the literal sense. What I'm doing is challenge you to pursue lifelong reading. That's not about school and classes. I read more today than I read when I was in the graduate school. In order to keep up with this world that's moving at light speed, you have to stay ahead of the game. You have to listen, you have to read, you have to watch, you have to discourse, you have to dialogue, all those things, and it's going to take time. So you got to prioritize, because you can't do it all. But I'm challenging you not to graduate after you walk out of this auditorium and say, I'm all done, made it, worked a lot hard and long, and I got my PhD or my doctorate. And all I'm telling you is, you're never to graduate. That's an attitude. You're already delving into uncharted territory every day as you create new solutions, new innovations in your chosen field. But it's important to keep raising your bar as a professional. Don't have your boss raise the bar for you. You raise the bar for yourself, and you can make a lot of things happen. While I was on active duty, I earned my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. During my 20-year tenure at USA, I continued to seek out professional development opportunities. I took over 40 courses so I could be better prepared to lead that organization. Never graduate also means talking about your ability to think more than do. We all want to do something and get our hands on things. What you really want to do is think your way and plan your way first, then reach out and do. There's nothing accidental about performing lifelong learning. You have to be intentional. You have to have a long-term plan. If you're finished learning, you're finished growing, and the world will pass you by. So keep developing yourself professional, expanding your comfort zones, such that as the world changes, you're prepared, you're agile and flexible. That's one of the things I recommend to everybody that I work with, is to always be flexible, always be agile, and be ready when the moment comes. When the moment comes for something spectacular to happen in your life, if you're not prepared mentally, if you're not prepared from an agility point of view or from a I'm ready to do it point of view, you're going to miss many opportunities. So let me close it in rapidly. 3 things I ask you to remember. And I say that because the joke is in every course that I've ever been where there's a graduation ceremony that people say, well, what did the guest speaker talk about at the last graduations you participated in? And most of them can say, I haven't got a clue. So I'm going to try to synthesize it into 3 doisms. Don't always be in the transmit mode. The receive mode is often better, and listen more than you talk. Number 2, take care of your people and they'll take care of you. Lead with the heart. And number 3, never graduate, pursue lifelong learning, and remember that you're just beginning your journey. and you'll come to a lot of forks in the road where you're going to have to take one or the other. It's very rarely that you can take both. Graduates, you have received a stellar education here at UT Health Science Center, Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, and you've earned an extraordinary level of honor and respect for this achievement. As they say in the military, you've earned your stripes. But remember, this is not the finish line. This is only the beginning. What you do from here is up to you, and don't ever let the learning end. You still have a lifetime of your own lessons to learn and pass on to others. I wish you the best in all the journeys ahead. Wherever the forks in the road take you, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, General, for your inspirational words, for sharing this day with us, for sharing your son with us as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next part, the diploma part. So at this time, it is my privilege to introduce the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences candidates for the Master's of Science degree, the Doctor of Pharmacy degree, and the Doctor of Philosophy degree. The Doctor of Pharmacy program is jointly sponsored between the Health Science Center and the University of Texas at Austin. Will all the candidates from all of the programs please stand for President Henrich, who will bestow your respective degrees. Dr. Henrich, on behalf of the faculty of the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio, and in the case of the Doctor of Pharmacy candidates, the faculty of the University of Texas at Austin, I am pleased to present to you the candidates listed in the program as having successfully completed the academic requirements for the designated degrees.
Thank you, Dean Weiss. By the authority vested by the state of Texas in the Board of Regents of the University of Texas system and delegated by them to me, I hereby confer upon each of you your respective designated degree and all the rights, honors, and obligations pertaining to that degree. Congratulations to each one of you. Thank you.
At this time, Dr. Reto Asmus, Senior Associate Dean of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, will step forward to announce the presentation of diplomas. Please sit. Sorry.
On behalf of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, I'm proud to present the graduates for the Master's of Science degree. When your name is called, please come forward to be hooded, receive the diploma. The supervising professors will also please come forward to bestow the hood, then you will return to your seats. One more last long trek. Shahad Abudabud, Supervising Professor, Dr. Kevin Donnelly, Dental Sciences Program. Shalrithia O'Shea Battles Siatita, Supervising Professor Dr. Kumin Wang, Dental Sciences Program. Maria Danette Lapis Bloom, Supervising Professor Dr. Carrie Jo Braden, Clinical Investigation Program. Alessandra Chacon, Supervising Professor Dr. Peter Gakunga, Dental Sciences Program. Jane Chadwick, Supervising Professor Dr. Brian Mealy, Dental Sciences Program. Sun Pei Chen, Supervising Professor Dr. James Lechleiter, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Thomas Chilton, Supervising Professor Dr. Amit Rahimi, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Melinda Chu, Supervising Professor Dr. Melanie Taverna, Dental Hygiene Program. Leah Shodroff, Supervising Professor Dr. Kenneth Hargraves, Clinical Investigation and Translational Science Program. Ruth Kahn, Supervising Professor Imelda Hernandez, Dental Hygiene Program. Saba Gazal, Supervising Professor Dr. Guy Winba, Dental Sciences Program. Evan Groden, Supervising Professor Dr. David Cochran, Dental Sciences Program. Mini Ri Hazazoigi, Supervising Professor Dr. Janine Cody, Clinical Investigation Program. Blake Hodebeck, Supervising Professor Dr. Ralph Rawls, Dental Science Program. Martina Perron, Supervising Professor Dr. Marcel Nujim, Dental Sciences Program. Ryan Reyes, Supervising Professor Dr. Peter Gakunga, Dental Science Program. Paul Russell, Supervising Professor Dr. Thomas Deal, Dental Science Program. Neelam Soni, Supervising Professor Dr. Marcus Restrepo, Clinical Investigation and Translational Sciences Program. Santosh Timilsima, Supervising Professor Dr. Manjit Rao, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Shiva Tokiyani, Supervising Professor Dr. Marcel Nujim, Dental Sciences Program. Andrew Ferret, Supervising Professor Dr. Kara Gonzalez, Dental Sciences Program. Christopher Walker, Supervising Professor Dr. Guy Winba, Dental Sciences Program. Jeremy Whitman, Supervising Professor Dr. Brian Mealy, Dental Sciences Program. Marjorie Molina Wilkins, Supervising Professor Dr. Rolf DeFranzo, hooded by Dr. Michael Lichtenstein, Clinical Investigation Program. Aaron Wyrick, Supervising Professor Dr. Yong-hee Patricia Chun, Dental Sciences Program. Twenty-four other Masters of Science graduates are being conferred the degree in absentia. These graduates have completed all academic requirements but were unable to be with us. The Doctor of Pharmacy PharmD program is administered jointly by the University of Texas at Austin College of Pharmacy and the University of Texas Health Science Center in San Antonio. Over the past 42 years, this program has served as an excellent model of cooperation and collaboration of our two great universities. On behalf of the faculty of the University of Texas at Austin College of Pharmacy and the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, Dean Lynn Krisman will hood the graduates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree. I'm proud to present the graduates for the Doctor of Pharmacy degree. When your name is called, please come forward to be hooded and receive the diploma, and then you will return to your seat. Stephen Allen. Stephanie Huffnagel. Scott Karpovich. Gentry Keene. Diana Lofgren. Sarah Noel McDaniel. Twenty-four other PharmD graduates are being conferred the degree in absentia. These graduates have completed the requirements but were unable to be with us today. On behalf of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences, I'm proud to present to you and their colleagues the graduates for the Doctorate of Philosophy degree. When your name is called, please come forward to be hooded and receive the diploma, The supervising professor will also please come forward to bestow the hood, then you will return to your seat. David Aguilar. Supervising Professor Dr. Daniel Lodge, Pharmacology Program. Damon Cardenas, Supervising Professor Dr. Timothy Duong, Biomedical Engineering Program. Divya Chakravarthi, Supervising Professor Dr. Pratap Kumar, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Allison Duyong Clark, Supervising Professor Dr. Thomas Boyer, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Yilung Den, Dr. Patricia Dahlia, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Amanda Galan Davila, Supervising Professor Dr. Lily Dong, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Ryan Gilly, Supervising Professor Dr. Carlos Oriella, hooded by Dr. Peter Dubé, Microbiology and Immunology Program. Aparna Gorthy, Supervising Professor Dr. Alexander Bishop, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Kelly Grimes, Supervising Professor Dr. Rochelle Buffenstein, hooded by Dr. Manzoor Bhatt, Physiology Program. Nisha Hari Haran, Supervising Professor Dr. Robin Leach, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Yating Su, Supervising Professor Dr. Tim Hui-Ming Huang, Molecular Medicine Program. Miriam Ishoki, Supervising Professor Dr. Peter Fox, Radiological Sciences Program. As an MD PhD student, Miriam will also be hooded by Dr. Jose Cavazos, Assistant Dean for the MD PhD program. Blaine Jacobs, Supervising Professor Dr. Kelly Berg, Pharmacology Program. Rohit Shodov, Supervising Professor Dr. Victor Jin, hooded by Dr. Tim Hui-Ming Huang, Molecular Medicine Program. Saul Jaime, Supervising Professor Dr. Jose Cavazos, Physiology Program. Ines Anna Jurkovic, Supervising Professor Dr. Nikos Papanikolaou, hooded by Dr. Sotirios Stathakis, Radiological Sciences Program. Carl Lieb, Supervising Professor Dr. Peter Fox, Radiological Sciences Program. As an MD PhD student, Carl is also being hooded by Dr. Jose Cavazos, Assistant Dean for the MD PhD program. Mienko Markovic, Co-Supervising Professors Dr. Nikos Papanikolaou and Dr. Sotirios Stathakis, hooded by Dr. Sotirios Stathakis, Radiological Sciences Program. David Melton, Supervising Professor Dr. Paula Shireman, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. As an MD PhD student, David is also being hooded by Dr. Jose Cavazos, Assistant Dean for the MD PhD program. Rosa Mina Zambrano, Supervising Professor Dr. Manzoor Bhatt, Physiology Program. Megan Jo Murky, Supervising Professor Dr. Lance McMahon, Pharmacology Program. Noel Montgomery, Supervising Professor Dr. Jack Lancaster, Biomedical Engineering Program. Neela Mukherjee, Supervising Professor Dr. Rita Ghosh, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Claudia Ogilvy, Supervising Professor Dr. Kay Avent, Nursing Sciences Program. Jennifer Parrott, Supervising Professor Dr. Jason O'Connor, Pharmacology Program. Erica Ripley, Supervising Professor Dr. Jeffrey Clark, Radiological Sciences Program. Andrew Robles, Supervising Professor Dr. Susan Muberry, Pharmacology Program. Assisting Dr. Muberry in hooding Andrew is his father, General Robles. Caleb Roth, Supervising Professor Dr. Randolph Glickman, hooded by Dr. Alonso Gutierrez, Radiological Sciences Program. Anastasia Rugel, Supervising Professor Dr. Philip Laverty, Microbiology and Immunology Program. Jane Chen Gunther, Supervising Professor Dr. Tim Hui-Ming Huang, Translational Sciences Program. Mi Young Sun, Supervising Professor Dr. Paul Hasty, Molecular Medicine Program. Dennis Stanley, Supervising Professor Dr. Alonso Gutierrez, Radiological Sciences Program. Sina Tavakoli, Supervising Professor Dr. Reto Asmus, Radiological Sciences Program. Give me a minute. It never gets old. Yash Tiwari, Supervising Professor Dr. Timothy Duong, Biomedical Engineering Program. Sonal Tonapi, Supervising Professor Dr. Alexander Bishop, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. Wenri Yi, Co-supervising professors, Drs. Julie Hensler, James Leischneidner, and Brent Thompson, hooded by Dr. Julie Hensler, Physiology Program. Hui Yong Jun, Supervising Professor Dr. Pratap Kumar, Pharmacology Program. Jessica Savadil, Supervising Professor Dr. Christy Walters, Cellular and Structural Biology Program. As an MD PhD student, Jessica is also being hooded by Dr. Jose Cavazos, Assistant Dean for the MD PhD program. Wei Zhu, Supervising Professor Dr. Timothy Duong, Radiological Sciences Program. Other Doctor of Philosophy graduates are being conferred the degree in absentia. These graduates have completed the requirements but were unable to be with us today.
Let me once again congratulate our class of 2016. One more round of applause. Now, we at the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences also want to recognize the students, friends, and families that have been so supportive of their journeys. And we know this support has been essential for the success up to this point and will be in the future. As a matter of fact, I'd like to ask all the graduates to stand up, turn around, and applaud your family and friends for their unwavering support. So, graduates, take some time, enjoy the moment, relax, reflect, recharge, but don't take too long because there's much to learn and the world awaits your discoveries. Dr. Henrich and honored guests, the 2016 commencement of the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences is now concluded. The audience is requested to remain seated until all the graduates have left the auditorium. The platform party will exit the stage down the center aisle first. Our ushers will then prompt each consecutive row of graduates and faculties to follow behind them. And please, afterwards, everybody join us for a reception in the foyer to congratulate the graduates. Will the graduates, members of the platform party, and faculty please stand for the recessional?